Hello dear students, grade 12. Today we are going to explain 6 Feet of the Country literature, by Nadine Gordimer, Now we are going to introduce the characters. Please concentrate and look at the video while we are explaining, Alright, characters, What are the characters of our story? Laris, she's an actress. She runs the farm. Husband, partner in travel agency. He works evenings and weekends on the farm. He hates the farming activities. Farm workers, Albert, Petrus, Franz, Dora, Jacob. These are the farm workers. Albert, he came to call them in the middle of the night to say that someone is ill. Petrus, his brother is the one who died. He continuously asks about his brother's body. He wants his money back when he couldn't get the body. Franz is the worker who had a bad cough. Dora, she is the cook. Jacob is the gardener. The farm workers, they are like Laris's children. They brew beer. They are not afraid of police raids. They feel safe on the farm. The plot. Let's here concentrate. The plot. Laris and her husband moved to the farm. Why did they move to the farm? To have a better life. They want to improve their marriage. They want to improve their marriage. Their marriage does not improve. They wanted to move to another place to live a better life so that their marriage would be successful. But this didn't happen when they moved to the farm. One night, Albert knocks on the door. Somebody came at night and he knocks on the door. We feel as readers that something strange is going to happen, because it seems that this person is going to announce that something important happened or something dangerous. Someone is ill. Who is ill? Petrus's brother from Rhodesia died. So this is the climax of our plot. This is the most important point which we will rotate about till we reach the falling action and reach the end of our story. Let's complete again. Here the plot again. Laris and her husband, they moved in order to improve their marriage, and one night Albert came. He announced the death of Petrus's brother. Then let's complete. Now he walked, most probably Petrus's brother, he walked from Rhodesia to Johannesburg. And then he suffered from pneumonia. Pneumonia is an illness that affects the respiratory system and dies from exposure to bad weather. Too afraid to tell Laris and husband. Of course, it was very difficult to announce such an announcement, but he has to tell them. His body must go for an autopsy to determine the cause of the death. When any person dies, his body must go for an autopsy to determine the reason of the death. But the body, Petrus's brother, his body is buried without permission. Why? Because he didn't have legal papers. He left the country where he was living and he came here in this farm without legal papers. That's why when he died, the government buried the body without without papers. But Petrus, he wants the body of his brother to make a traditional funeral for his brother. So he went to the government and he paid the 20 pounds. He wants the body of his brother to make a traditional funeral. Laris's husband struggles with the authorities to get the body, but he suffered a lot. Right? So he walked from Rhodesia to Johannesburg. He suffered from pneumonia. The body is buried without permission. Laris's husband struggles with the authorities to get the body. Laris's husband struggles with the authorities to get the body. Let's now complete. We will move to another point now. Okay? Now, they have to pay 20 pounds to get the body. As I told you, Petrus, he wanted the body of his brother to be buried legally. So he went to the government and paid 20 pounds. Somehow the workers came up with the money. They gathered the money and they collected the 20 pounds. The authorities return a body. Petrus's father arrives from Rhodesia for the funeral. And when Petrus's father came, he wanted what? He wanted to see the body. Okay? But when he looked at the body, this is not the body of his son. So again, when they went back to the government to take the 20 pounds back, they couldn't take the money. Because any money which is paid to the government, you are not going to take it back. So Petrus's father arrives from Rhodesia for the funeral. The father stops the funeral to look into the coffin, and he discovered that this is not the body of his son. Okay? Do you understand now? So that means that people, they left the place where they were living, South Africa, and they traveled to another part to improve their life. But people who traveled without legal papers, they suffered a lot. Okay? Alright, let's complete. They find the wrong body in the coffin. Petrus wants his money back. Okay, you didn't give me the body of my brother. Please give me the 20 pounds. They tried to get the money back, but it was a waste of time. The father returns to Rhodesia with an old suit. That means he returned back to Rhodesia very distressed. Okay? So I think now that it's difficult for a person to pay an amount of money and retain it back even if the body is not given. Okay? So as if they were wasting their time. Okay, now let's talk on the setting. The story takes place on a farm near Johannesburg. The story takes place on a farm near Johannesburg. Because you have to know that the setting means the place where the incidents of the story rotate. South Africa is called the Union of South Africa. And at that time it was still under the British rule. And the British authority differentiated in treatment between the British people and the South African people. And this is what we call racial discrimination. When we separate in treatment between the white-skinned people and the dark-skinned people. So workers migrated to South Africa to work on the mines. Workers had to use passes to move around. Okay? Yes, let's complete. So, as I told you, the setting, farm near Johannesburg. And that the workers migrated to South Africa to work on the mines. And workers had to use passes to move around. Let's talk now about the political situation in South Africa. It was before apartheid. South Africa was known as the Union of South Africa. Blacks were not allowed to own large pieces of land. Blacks, I mean the black-skinned people. Blacks immigrated to Johannesburg to work on the gold mines. The blacks had to carry passes. They were not allowed to move where they wanted. Blacks could only qualify for low-paying jobs. Crime was horrible in Johannesburg. Okay? Is it clear now? So we have to concentrate on the political situation in South Africa. It was before apartheid, and that the blacks could only qualify for low-paying jobs, and crime, of course, spread everywhere, and the blacks had to move from a place to another carrying passes. That was the end of our story. Thank you so much, my dear students. See you later.